All right, welcome back to Mind Over Emotions, the podcast. I'm your host, Herc. If you haven't already, follow us on Instagram at Mind Over Emotions, the podcast. Follow us on TikTok under the same handle. If you want to come be on the podcast, even if you've already been on before, you can come back again as many times as you want to. But if you want to come be on the podcast, shoot me an email to mindoveremotionsthe.podcast at gmail.com, or you can send me a text message, or whatever social media you've seen this on, you can just send me an inbox there as well. So today we got something different going on. I got a repeat guest coming back on. You guys loved her the first time, so I'm hoping that you guys love her again. But this time I have Jess. You guys seen her episode already. And she's going to be doing the interview today. So you guys wish her luck. All right.
Today we got Whitney with us. Welcome back.
Thank you.
How you doing today?
I'm doing lovely.
Yeah. So I was watching your episode, and I mean there was a lot of there's a lot of trauma in your life and different obstacles you've been through. I'm curious if there's anything that's changed since your episode aired.
Honestly, not really. I mean, I feel like I grew a whole lot since then. I ain't even gonna lie. I feel a lot more older in a sense, if that makes sense. I don't know.
Okay. You feel like you matured through that experience of
I
being
feel
on
like
the show?
I don't know. I feel like a weight was lifted off of me.
Yeah, so it was therapeutic almost to kind of and share your story.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Have you ever been to therapy?
Yeah. I go every day. Almost every. No, not every day. I go once every other week. Okay. Every other Friday.
Okay. So you have a good therapist that you have a relationship with, and
yeah, she cool. She's cool. I like her.
But there was something different about the experience of sharing your story and with a bigger audience, or what was that? Tell me more about that.
I don't even know. Honestly, I was nervous the first time. I'm a little nervous this time too. I ain't even gonna lie.
Me too. It's okay.
But it was cool. I liked it. I feel like there's other people out there that go through things that I went through, so I feel like it helped other people.
Wow. Is there any feedback that you got from other people who watched it, or anything that anybody shared with you?
I'm not even gonna lie. I haven't even looked at that episode since it posted. I be watching everybody else's.
Yeah. Okay. So, but it sounds like that experience was pretty. I mean, it was a valuable experience for you. I mean, and you came back. So just sharing it was important. Mm-hmm. Okay. One of the things that stuck out to me was you said that you don't know how to be loved by a man because you didn't grow up with a dad. I don't know if you remember saying that, but
I do.
That really stuck out to me. Being a woman also and having not so great track record with men. Also, I think that that's probably a relatable statement. Can you tell me can we go down that road? Or is there?
I feel like I picked the wrong people when I chose somebody to talk to or date, because it's just I don't know what it's like to pick the right person, and you never know if you're gonna pick the right person, but you always got to give somebody a chance. But because the things that I seen when I was growing up with my mom, it was just well, maybe this is normal. So what I was going through, I felt like it was normal because I watched my mom do it, and so I was like, all right, this is normal. Let me stick with it. Then as I got older, especially once I watched my mom die, that's when it was that's not normal. Nobody should have ever treated you like that. You deserved way more than that.
Yeah. So kind of normalize unhealthy relationships by watching your mom be part of that. And I mean, I'd like to think that's probably a pretty sadly common experience for a lot of people, not having that role model of what a healthy relationship it looks like. But do you feel like there was still a part of you that knew this doesn't feel right? Because I don't like being treated like this?
Everything inside of me said this was not right.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, I don't think it mattered at the time.
Mm.
Because it was like, I still had my mom, so it didn't matter if the right person loved me.
I guess I'm not seeing the connection of you had your mom, so it didn't matter if a man loved you right or not.
Because, like, no matter what that man did to me, my mom loved me. But because I didn't have a dad, that was the only thing that made me not pick the right person, because I never knew what it was like to be loved by a man. Or to be, or what it was like to have a man love my mom. I never seen what it was like to have somebody love my mom the right way, if that makes sense.
Do you think you've ever had anybody love you the right way?
My mom.
Your mom? Yeah. Because I think the other topic that you talked a lot about in your last episode was your daughter, and how that's a really important, being a mom is important yourself. I mean, so did you learn a lot about, from your mom, about either the mom you want to be or the mom you don't want to be?
I've learned to be the mom that I don't want, or that I didn't have. Or I want to be, when it comes to my daughter, I want to be the mom that I didn't have.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite quotes. I honestly don't remember who said it, but it's be who you needed when you were little.
That part, that sticks with me. Every time I look at my daughter, that's the only thing that plays in my head.
Yeah. And I think you mentioned earlier that she's almost, I call it a three-nager. I don't know if that's how your daughter is.
Yeah, she's a piece of work.
Yeah, she's got a personality, like she's probably
out of this world.
Yeah. And you work at a daycare, so you spend a lot of time with kids.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite place to be.
Oh, you like kids.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
What is it? What do you get out of it? Like, because there's got to be some. It sounds like there's more of like a rewarding experience, something.
I think working at the daycare is like, I get to be the kid that I wasn't able to be when I was a kid.
Okay, so it's giving you that opportunity to experience a childhood that you didn't get to have.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. What's your favorite part about working at the daycare?
Watching the kids go home with a smile.
Yeah. What's the most challenging part about being at the daycare?
I would have to say the attitudes.
Yeah.
They do too much sometimes, and I just can't do it.
What age group do you work with mostly? Are you like in a specific classroom?
School age.
Okay, so you're like the before and after school.
Yeah, but they're there all day because there ain't no school right now.
Summer, so. Right. Does your daughter have a hard time like seeing mom, like because you have to kind of take your mom hat off? If she had to go to the same daycare?
No, she goes to a different one,
okay.
And I did that just for that reason, because my kid ain't finna bother me all day.
Yeah.
I already got enough going on. I got enough children to watch. I'm not finna have you up under me too.
I always thought it'd be kind of hard to like, because it's not supposed to pick favorites, right? But if your own kid was there, like, I don't know. That's how I thought I would be if I worked at a daycare.
Yeah, that's how I would be too. I ain't even gonna lie. I'd be like a helicopter parent if my kid went to the same daycare as me.
Right. So she goes to a different daycare, and then you work at a daycare. Okay. Do you got what are your goals right now?
Just to be better than I was yesterday.
Okay. How do you measure that?
I just wake up every day and be better than what I was yesterday. I try not to live yesterday and tomorrow.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this, because we talk that I think this podcast is a lot about mind over emotions. So emotions are like a really big part of our lives, even though we kind of take them for granted, I think. And I think that based on the emotional experience that you're having, it can kind of dictate like the choices that we make in that moment, right? So, what would you say is the most difficult emotion for you to experience, or challenging one?
Happiness.
Happiness. Huh. That was an unexpected answer, I would say. Why?
Because sometimes I feel like life just knocks me over every time I get happy. And so it's like happiness lasts for like 2 seconds and then it's gone.
So it's not sustainable,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So what if the goal isn't necessarily to, I mean, because, right, you can't have happiness without ups and downs, right? Because then you wouldn't know to experience the good if you didn't have the bad. You have nothing to compare it to, in a sense.
I feel like I have more sad days than I have happy days.
Okay.
Even with my daughter, like my daughter makes me happy, but it's like I still have sad days.
Um, can I share a tip with you?
Yeah.
Not necessarily like there. It sound usually a lot of times the simplest answer is like the easiest or the best one to go with, but the way to transmute out of an emotion is through focusing on its opposite. And so when you're feeling sad, and not to say that like if you have clinical depression or you know in a diagnosis or obviously see your therapist and take your medication and do your things, but there's lots of tools. But one of them is like the power of gratitude. They've done scientific studies on it. It's like the happy. It's like helping. Like I think that's why they say count your blessings.
Oh yeah, I always do.
And you seem like somebody who does, you know what I mean? Who you could see, the blessings in your life. And you've already mentioned, like, your daughter and your career. But, like, what's one good thing that's happened in your life recently?
My daughter.
Okay. Is a blessing. Every day.
Every day. Life.
Yeah. What do you find beautiful in life?
Getting to live every day. Like, every day. I tell my kids at daycare that every day is my birthday. Because I get to wake up every day. And as long as I get to wake up every day, then I get to celebrate my birthday every day.
Yeah. It's another opportunity to, be celebrate. It's awesome. I like that mentality. So what do you do when you said you have more sad days than happy days? What do you do when you feel sad? Like, what's your normal coping mechanism for that?
I usually go to weed, but I stopped smoking, so
Okay.
I just cry when my daughter goes to bed.
Do you feel better after a cry?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I see tears as your body's physical way of releasing something, right? Something, and because getting in your body is a way to, like, the physical sensations, right? People always want to, like, not cry, especially, like, men a lot of times, right? Like, push away and it's, like, uncomfortable to cry, but it sounds like you do that. You cry a bit often.
I've been crying for the last 7 years.
And you feel better when you cry, though?
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't feel bad about yourself that you do cry? You don't look down on yourself that you're crying? You feel like it's it's a healthy thing?
I love it. I cry almost every day.
Happy tears or sad tears?
A little bit of both.
Okay. Okay.
Especially after I drop my daughter off at daycare, that's when I really cry.
Why?
Because it's like there's days that I want to call my mom and I can't call my mom. So I have a picture of my mom. Well, I have a picture of my mom and my grandma on my dashboard, and I'll talk to them on the way to work, and sometimes I cry.
Okay. It's grief, right? I would say that's probably, for me, one of grief and shame are probably my hardest emotions to face. The grief is life, you don't just get over something like that. Like, when did you lose your mom?
September 25th.
Of last year?
2019.
Wow.
Almost 7 years. And the crazy part is that my daughter's birthday is literally 4 days after that.
Oh, wow. Was it the year she was born? No.
My daughter was born 2023.
Okay, so your mom never got to meet your daughter.
That's the hardest part about being a parent.
Yeah. Do you have any help?
I mean, I do, but not as much as I would want.
Yeah.
Like my sisters are in Arizona and in Georgia, and I have sisters here, but it's like I try not to bother them. I try not to bother other people with my kid, if that makes sense. Like I show up for a lot of people, but a lot of people don't show up for my kid the way that I want them to.
Do you think you or your kid are a burden to other people?
I like to think I feel like maybe I am sometimes, but my kid absolutely not.
Now let me ask you this, because I'm a mom also. I have two teenage sons, and even if you did have somebody offering like the help and showing up, do you think that you would fully be able to release that like responsibility because that's your baby, and like would you really trust somebody fully?
I really don't trust a lot of people. Like, I just recently started trusting somebody with my kid every other weekend.
Is that her dad? No.
Hell no. My bad, but no, hell no. That ain't no. She don't even see that man. She ain't seen that man since she was 6 months old.
Does he make an effort to?
The last time he reached out to me, my kid, it was January 17th, 2024.
And so you guys you don't talk to him, or?
I ain't talked to him, ain't heard from him, ain't seen him, don't want to, don't care to, in almost a year.
So he's basically like a glorified sperm donor at this point.
Yep.
Yeah. Which, sadly enough, is kind of how that went. Let me ask you this: how was your labor and like delivery? Was that like was it easy? Was it? I mean, it's never easy, but like, was there complications?
No.
Okay.
I think the only part that I hated about being in the hospital giving birth is that my child's father wasn't present the way that I wanted him to be.
He was there, but not present.
Yeah.
You wanted him to be, but did you really expect any different?
I mean, in the back of my head, I knew that it wasn't going to be any different than what I wanted it to be, but something inside of me said, give this man a chance to be a father, which is why I almost moved to Georgia when I found out I was pregnant. But because I didn't have a dad growing up, I stayed for that reason, so that my kid could have a dad.
Do you still think it's important for her to have a dad?
Absolutely. I want her to have a dad. I want her to have her dad, not just a dad.
Would he make a good dad?
I want to know.
Why
Because when I kicked him out of my house, and because I chose myself and my kid over him, he was mad, and so I told him to get out of my house. And so he told me I didn't teach him how to be a dad, so I didn't give him a chance.
I mean, isn't some of that his responsibility, being a grown-up and a man and the person who is, there's a level of accountability that I think somebody who I would think was a good father would have that trait. Do you think that there's the possibility of more trauma or harm coming to her if he wasn't, having a bad father than having no father?
Honestly, I don't even know. I just hope that as she gets older, I hope that she doesn't feel what I felt.
She probably feels something different. I mean,
I'd hope so. Because when I was growing up, I felt abandoned by my dad. But my dad died when I was 3, so I guess I don't even know if that makes a difference.
So you never remember having, did your mom have other boyfriends, or?
My mom had a lot of boyfriends.
No one stepped in and was like stepdad?
I mean, I had my little brother's dad, but that man molested me, so it was like, do I call you my dad still, or?
Yeah. And that goes, kind of what I was pertaining to in my last question is like, is it more harmful to have a bad dad than have no dad?
I mean, at this point, I'd rather have no dad.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that harm, like, that's long lasting, right? Like, taking your innocence away from somebody who's supposed to be, like, caring for you and loving your mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's, like, long lasting, like, sexual trauma that you can get from that.
Yeah.
Looking back over, like all of these experiences that you've had and to coming to who you are today, what would you say is like, the biggest life lesson that you would take out? Like, what have you learned that points out? What has life taught you?
Life taught me a lot of things. Life taught me that I can't trust nobody. Life taught me that I should just defend for myself and not count on nobody. Especially after my mom died.
So it taught you independence and to rely on yourself.
Yeah.
And that you can rely on yourself. Like, you got this. I mean, it sounds like ideally you would, the way you framed it, like, I can't trust anybody, and but through that, did you learn that you can rely on yourself and that you can get through hard things and you can manage it?
In life, I found two good people, and one of them moved to Georgia, and the other one is my daughter.
And your sister that moved to Georgia?
Mm-hmm.
You still talk to her?
Every day. That's my best friend.
Okay.
Her and her 5 kids. I tattooed them on me.
So you had a lot of nieces and nephews too.
Oh, I got quite a few.
Yeah. They're just not around here, like most of the family that you're close to. So, what would you say is the hardest part of like a challenge that you've been through that other people might not see on the surface?
I still battle with losing my mom. That's like the hardest thing that I've learned to do so far. And being a mom.
Yeah, I'm like hearing that grief that you're holding from losing your mom and then having to learn how to be a mom without having your mom to go to. That sounds really hard.
That's like the hardest thing that I do. Like, I feel like Superwoman sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I could do like life before my kid without my mom, or before my kid without my mom was cool. But now that I have my kid, like all the bad days before that don't even matter to me.
Yeah.
But raising my kid without my mom is like the hardest thing that I do. Like, I don't wish that for nobody.
So, like, you didn't even realize how much you were going to need your mom until you became a mom. Like, that's significant. Yeah. I feel that.
I'll be telling people all the time, like, I could be a single mom. Being a single mom is cool. Like, I don't care about being a single mom, but I want my mom to be here.
Yeah. You never stop needing your mom, and especially when you're trying to figure out how to be a mom, who's the best person to ask those questions to. I feel that.
Yeah, because there's a lot of questions that I want to ask, and I can't call her, I can't text her, can't do nothing. But I ain't even gonna lie, like, I still have my mom's phone number in my phone, and I don't want to delete it because I be texting it. Don't nobody respond back, but
So you still talk to her?
I talk to her all the time.
Yeah. I mean, she might not talk back, but do you ever get like, hear her voice in your head or like any kind of any reassurance in some ways?
When I'm outside and I talk to my mom outside and I see a butterfly fly by, that's my mom.
Yeah.
I'll be outside at the daycare and I'll be watching my kids play at the recess, or I'll be outside walking and I see a butterfly and I'm like, that's my mom. She came to visit me.
That's beautiful. What's the connection with the butterfly?
I just feel like it's a message from my mom. Like,
Yeah.
she came to say hi. She came to let me know that life is going to be okay.
Yeah. That's beautiful and reassuring, and so you do find those moments to be reassured, and you still talk to her, and like does that give you like hope, relief? Doesn't help.
No.
It doesn't help.
Because there's nobody responding. So sometimes I feel like it's just pointless. And I'll be like, this is stupid.
Yeah. I mean,
But I still do it because it helps me. Not the way that I wanted to, but it helps me get through the day.
do you find some sort of comfort in being able to still talk even if she's not responding?
Mm-hmm.
So when she's there. Yeah. Grief is one of those things that you just like you can't fix it. You can't just like put a Band-Aid on it or like change that one. That's there's no correct answer or way to get through it, you know.
Yeah, I tried everything to get through grief. I even like started writing in a notebook. That didn't help. Take a walk, go talk to my mom. I be yelling at her, screaming at her at the top of my lungs.
Have you found anything that does help, or like has time eased some of that pain?
I thought it did, but no. Mm-mm. Absolutely not.
Are some days just harder than others?
Especially the holidays.
Yeah. What do you tell yourself on hard days?
Keep going. Just keep going, because that's all I can do.
What's one thing that you learned from your mom that you use when you're being a mom to your daughter?
Not to be her.
What do you mean by that?
My mom wasn't a mom that I wanted. My mom was my mom, but she wasn't the mom that I needed.
Okay.
Like, my mom was an absent mom, but she loved me, and I know she loved me. I felt her love, and I just feel like she was just an absent mom. My mom was a drug addict. My mom had to work a lot, so it's like she was there, but she wasn't a mom.
Okay.
So when I am a parent and I walk in my motherhood, I want to be the mom that I didn't have. I want to be the mom that my mom wasn't.
Do you ever feel like you're failing at being a mom?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, if I miss a car payment, I feel like I failed. Like, if I miss a co-payment at daycare, I feel like I failed. If I miss the light bill, I feel like I failed. If I forget to pay rent on time, I feel like I failed.
Those are all things that your daughter would never notice, right? That maybe you wouldn't have noticed if you were a kid either. I'm curious. It sounds like you're acknowledging that your mom wasn't perfect, so I bet you loved her anyways, through and through. And she's the one person that you need right now to help you get through this right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like, like, are you okay with not being perfect as being a mom?
Sometimes.
But sometimes not.
I feel like I need to be better than what my mom was. Like, I watched my mom miss a payment for the light bill. I watched my mom miss a payment for the rent. I watched my mom get evicted from house. I watched it. And I'm glad that my kid is not old enough to see that yet.
Right. And it puts you in an opportunity to like make different choices, or what you feel is better choices. It sounds like, yeah. And how do you feel about like your role as being a mom right now?
I love being a mom. Like, being a mom is like my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
I don't know how to be a mom, but I feel like I'd be rocking the hell out of this mother thing.
Hell yeah. I mean, there's no like book, right, that teaches anybody like what's the right thing to do and wrong thing to do. But I mean, I love the confidence in it. I think that's the one depiction of like what makes somebody a good parent is like your belief in yourself. You know, that you can do it or that you're doing what you need to be doing.
A lot of my friends like to tell me that I'm the aunt of Tacoma
Yeah.
because I take care of a lot of people's kids. Like, I help a lot of people with their kids.
Yeah. Do you want to do the wheel? Should we do the wheel? Should we? I don't know if did you do that the last time you were on that show?
I didn't do that last time.
So for viewers who aren't familiar with the wheel, she's gonna spin it, and then we'll kind of whatever topic is that, then we'll go with a question based on that topic. Do you want to spin it?
No, because I'm probably gonna get something bad.
There's no bad questions. I can't see it, so I don't know what it says. All right, so it looks like you got put that shit down. So is there anything in your life that you have had to overcome or put down or walk away from, let go of, that was hard for you, that was just necessary? And was there any advice that you would give to somebody else going through that same experience right now?
I had the worst relationship. Like, I was in a really bad relationship. Like, I ended it the day that my mom died. Like, this man was like on drugs and treated me the worst. Like, I thought it was normal though, so that's why I stayed. I stayed with that man for 10 years off and on. And when my mom died, I let that man go too. I called him and he couldn't even show up and be there for me. So I left him. I said that was enough.
You never looked back? Was your mom passing away what the trigger for being like, I don't deserve this anymore?
I think what it was is that when I went to go see my mom in the hospital for the last time, and I asked her why she wanted to leave me, she said, "Why Darnell?" That was his name. And she was like, "Why Darnell?" And I was like, what the hell does that mean? As I walked out the hospital room. And then it hit me. When she died, that's what she meant. She was like, leave that man alone.
So how has your life improved since putting that down?
I got a whole kid. Like, life is better. Like, I met my best friend, and I got my driver's license since then. Like, that man used to put me down so bad. He told me I wasn't going to be nothing. He told me I wasn't going to have no car. He told me I was going to be living in my mom's house for the rest of my life. He told me that I couldn't even be a mom. Like, that man did me dirty in so many ways. And the day that I called him when my mom died, he was like, instead of coming and being there for me, that man like interrogated me and asked me 1,000 questions. Like, why didn't you stop her? Like, how did it happen? Who was there? Like, why does any of that matter?
Right.
Like, my mom just died. You can't be here for me.
What was that like for you internally, like being in a relationship with him for so long, going like him, putting you down like that and living through that? What was that like?
It was probably the worst. Like, I felt less than. Like, I didn't feel like I mattered.
Yeah.
Like, I really wanted to like end life because of him. And thank God I had my mom still, because if I didn't have my mom, I probably would have just ended it all. Like, that's how bad he made me feel.
So he really intensified like the suicidal ideations. I think you said in the last episode that you had them like since you were younger, like high school
Yeah.
age. But being in this relationship really intensified that. Like life just wasn't.
I
worth
felt
it.
like I was better off dead and gone because of him.
Mm. What helped you? You said it was your mom that was helped you keep going.
Yeah, because I felt like as long as I had my mom, then I didn't need nobody to love me the right way. Like, I didn't even love myself the right way. And so I felt like because I had my mom, I felt loved. Like, she didn't love me the way that I want her to, but she loved me. And that's all that mattered.
Have you learned to love yourself the right way now?
Absolutely.
It's powerful.
I've learned to love myself the way that I'm supposed to be loved. I could love myself and love somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much I love myself now.
It sounds like you've been through a lot of healing.
Oh yeah, I've sat by myself for the longest because when my mom died, wasn't nobody coming, wasn't nobody calling, wasn't nobody texting, nobody came to sit with me on that couch.
So you had yourself.
Yeah.
And nobody was going to come rescue you. So you pulled yourself through that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what qualities would you say that you have now that you didn't realize that you have? Like what belief do you have in yourself that you didn't know you had?
I feel more powerful. I feel like I know what I feel like I know what I deserve now.
Mm-hmm.
And I deserve the world. I deserve the moon and the stars too.
Hell yeah.
And so, like, losing my mom and breaking up with my ex and living to today, I feel powerful.
I mean, that's pretty, powerful. That's pretty, and you didn't feel powerful before in your life?
I feel like a lot of people walked over me because I never had a voice. And now I have a voice, and so now I can tell people what I'm gonna do or what you ain't gonna do to me, and I'm gonna tell people what it is and what it ain't.
So what I'm hearing you say is some of the most challenging things that you've been through recently were also the same things that allowed you to reach this point where you feel powerful and able to stick up for yourself and know your worth.
Yeah, I learned how to set boundaries and stick to them. I learned how to say no and really mean it without feeling bad.
I mean, that's huge, right? I mean, it sounds like the quality of life that you're living, just finding that love, because you found it within yourself, and that's true healing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And I owe a big thank you to my daughter because that girl really, really did a number on me. That girl really teaches me how to love myself even more than I did before.
If you had to use one word to represent what your daughter means to you, or what being a mom represents to you, what word would you use?
Life.
How so?
Because I feel like having my daughter gives me another purpose of life. Like, before, I didn't care if I lived or died. And my daughter gives me a reason to live.
It's your reason to get up every day and, go to work, do the things you got to do. It's like your purpose.
No matter how hard life gets, and no matter how terrible work is for me, sometimes my daughter is the reason why I keep doing what I do.
Okay. Yeah, that's huge. If you had to use one word to identify what your mom represents to you, what does what does that relationship represent?
She was my life too. That was life.
In a different context? Like, how so? Is she more like stability?
Absolutely. I feel more stable with my mom. I feel like that's when I felt more grounded.
So you just listed what your two of your core values are: purpose and stability. Those are values are important because they help us identify the choices that we make in our life and what matters. What do we go right or left? Does this match with my values? Am I making the right decisions? And so, two of your core values would be purpose and stability. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's cool. How much more time do we have on our questions from the thing? So do you want to pull a question or do I pull it and ask? Okay, we're both gonna pull one.
Oh, you
go
want
first.
me to pull one of those? Right, let's see. Who are three people who have had the biggest influence in your life? What? The biggest influence in my life? Let me see. Who are three people who have the biggest influence in your life? Myself,
Oh yeah, I love that.
my mother, and my kid.
Nice. 3 generations.
I put that back. Myself, because I done been through a lot. So I look at my past life and I reflect on that. And that's why I'm my biggest influence. I'm my biggest fan. And my mother, because she taught me what I don't want to be.
Mm.
And my child, because she makes me who I want to be.
Mm. I mean, that's pretty profound, don't you think? Like the 3 generations and your mom showing you what you don't want to be and your daughter showing you who you do. And you're just in the middle, just rooting yourself on.
Because all I got is myself. So at the end of the day, I'm my biggest influence.
I just want to say that that's very inspiring, because I don't think a lot of people reach that point to like have that kind of belief in themselves. And it sounds like you had to go through a lot of trauma and challenges and obstacles to get there. But I think that's beautiful and powerful and awesome because you don't see that very often. A lot of people like have a lot of self hatred, self, doubt, things like that. But your confidence and belief in yourself to keep going is just really inspiring.
I mean, if it was my old self, I probably would have never named myself. I probably would have named somebody else, like some superstar or something. But myself.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I like that. So, I'm gonna read a question that I'm gonna answer, or okay. What would you tell your inner child? I mean, probably that everything's temporary and that it might feel really powerful or heavy right now, but like we have seasons in life, and that we can get through it, and that not everything's as big of a deal as you think it is, I guess, and that I love you. And that's okay, and it's okay to love yourself. It's okay. Like I'm not selfish for liking myself, or I'm not selfish for, putting myself first sometimes, because that, is okay sometimes. Yeah, just keep trying. That's what I would tell What would you tell your inner child?
I talk to her every day. I tell her I love her.
Mm-hmm.
I tell her that she didn't deserve anything that happened to her when she was a kid.
Yeah, it's not your fault.
I talk to her on a daily.
Yeah. People say that it makes you crazy to talk to yourself. I think that that's actually a sign of intelligence, for one, and it's good to, talk to yourself.
Well, call me crazy then, because I talk to myself every day.
Me too, girl. I mean, I always say I need an expert opinion once in a while, so it's okay to talk to myself.
I look in the mirror and talk to myself.
Yeah. you ever do like positive affirmations or like, you know, tell yourself, like what was something you say to yourself to
I
boost
tell
yourself
myself
up?
I love myself. I tell myself I'm beautiful. I tell myself that you're better than what you were yesterday. I, like these are things that I tell myself every day on the way to work with my daughter.
Nice. Um, the most profound thing that would say to myself was, I love you, I forgive you, and I accept you for who you are.
That's not bad.
So just a little bit about my background, just so you kind of see. So I'm currently working in the legal sector, but I was a behavioral health counselor at Kids Have Mental Health for 2 years, and I'm also in graduate school for social work right now. And so I do have a background in mental health, and that's why I was asking, like, if you've been to therapy, and I'm glad to hear that you've gone through therapy. What's something that you're learning, that you've learned from your therapist, or you've gotten out of therapy?
I've learned that it's okay to grieve. It's okay to cry.
Yeah.
Because I like really hold that in. Like when I grieve my mom, or when I grieve like the past that I had, like I grieve like a lot. Like not just my mom. Like I feel like I've learned that it's okay.
Learned that it was okay because was it scary before, or because it's hard and
Yeah, it's like I could have been so much more if I didn't give all my time to that one person that I dated that was terrible for me. So like I grieved the life that I could have had when I was with him.
You said you gave up, you were with them for 10 years, and I mean, and I heard you say a lot of, like, you know, emotional and verbal abuse, and I mean, we didn't go any farther if there was like physical, sexual, or any other kind of abuse, but like that emotional and verbal abuse has such a bigger impact. Like, would you say that had a big impact on you going through that experience?
Yeah, that's why I learned how to set boundaries when I left him. Like I used to say yes to a lot of people for no reason at all. Like, and it wasn't even beneficial for me. I used to just say yes to a lot of things, and now I learned how to say no without feeling bad.
That's awesome. What would you say is your like number one coping skill that you use for the hard days?
I would say hitting the trees, but because I stopped doing that, I just go for a walk.
Yeah, and that helps.
Most of the time, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's
Because when
actually
I be out there walking, I be out there talking to my mom, I be out there talking to myself, and I just be out there and I just be crying, and it helps.
Yeah. I mean, it's scientifically proven, like moving your body or being in nature, or, you know, all of those are all things that are wonderful things to do. Get mindfulness. Has your therapist talked about mindfulness?
A few times.
Just getting in the present moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what advice would you give to somebody who was going through, you know, having those suicidal ideations or being in an abusive relationship, or what advice would you give somebody who's going through it right now?
If you're in an abusive relationship, get the hell out, run. That's all I can say. Run before it's too late.
Because you matter too. Your life is worth leaving, right?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah. So I guess this is the part of the episode where we switch seats. And so if you have any questions for me, I'll be in the hot seat.
What's something that you've been through that was traumatic, and how was that, or how has that shaped you?
Something I've been through that's traumatic. You know, I tell people a lot of times that I've been blessed in my life to not go through a lot of trauma. Like throughout my childhood, like I have awesome parents. I had like this normal, like, I don't know, probably privileged life in a way, I guess. It's all subjective, right? But if I'm being honest, like recently, my husband's probably the most traumatic thing that I've ever been through. I still call him my husband, even though, because neither of us have filed for divorce, but I mean, we've been separated for like a year. And he doesn't, I don't know, it's like that toxic masculinity, like, narcissist, but doesn't know he's a narcissist. And like, you just keep going back to it. Actually, since my episode aired, I actually like went through this phase of going back to him, and that was freaking hell. And I mean, man, he's probably gonna watch this too. um, but that led to my kids being taken away from me. They got placed with their dad. That's a big part of it. And honestly, that's the hardest part is like being told by an agency that you failed at the one thing that matters the most to you in the whole world, that I don't know how not to do. I don't know how not to be a mom. And they don't know my story. They don't know what I'm doing. And I'm still doing all the mom stuff because where they're at, they don't know. Their dad doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Yeah. So that is the most traumatic thing that I've been through, is being like having my kids. I don't even feel like I actually lost them because they still, whatever. But that's just something I'm going through right now. What was the second part? Like how to get through it? Something like that. I'm still getting through it.
All right, man. If you guys, did you hit something?
No.
Huh?
No. No.
You sure? You sure you didn't hit nothing?
I promise that.
Okay, man. All right, if you guys made it this far of the episode, thank you from the bottom of my heart. First, I want to thank Jess. You did amazing. Your first time doing this, so I understand that it's a little rough. If you guys watched my first episode, you guys will see that it was terrible. I've come a long way. And also proud of you, man. You came on here and you asked most of the questions off the top of your head. That's a struggle, huh?
Yeah, it was harder than I thought it was going to be, I think.
Yeah, when I tell people that I do every episode off the top of my head, I think they kind of like don't realize how tough that actually is, to actually come up with questions without having gaps, like where, like there's a pause in between questions, like to literally have the conversation keep flowing by asking a question based off what the other person said. It's a lot harder, especially when you incorporate microphones and cameras and lights and all that kind of stuff. But I think you held your own, and hopefully you won't be too scared to come back and do it again.
If you'll have me.
But big shout out to Whitney for coming back again, for always supporting my podcast and being vulnerable and coming on today. I appreciate her. If you guys enjoyed her episode, you guys drop a green heart or a heart of any color. If you guys going through anything in your personal life or just in life in general, and you're feeling like you want to give up, you feel like you're not enough, I can promise you, can assure you that you are enough and you're worth fighting for. So keep fighting. Don't give up. If you want to come be on the podcast and share your story, share your struggle with hopes to inspire, educate, and encourage other people to keep going, make sure you guys go ahead and shoot me an email to minoriemotionspodcast@gmail.com or send me a text to area code 702-525-6118. And also, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this episode to anybody and everybody, not to flood our views, but to get the stories out here and to help one person each episode at a time. All right, and we're out of here. Peace.
Bye.